A piece of technology that was once used in the food industry is now being used to solve murder, rape, and other unsolved cases across the country.
It's something I've heard our local law enforcement agencies talk about while working on unsolved cases. It's called MVAC systems, and President and CEO Jared Bradley gave me a demonstration.
Just got it powered up here.
It looks kind of like something you would see in a hospital.
Okay.
It operates like something you would see at the dentist. And while it was initially created to detect E. coli, CEO and president of MVAC Systems, Jared Bradley, says this technology is now being used to solve crime, murders, and rapes, some even decades old.
One case, for example, it was a 39-year-old cold case in Salt Lake City. A young 16-year-old girl was raped and murdered, and she was gagged by a halter top.
According to our ABC affiliate in Utah, Sharon Schollmeyer was raped and murdered in 1977. In April 2017, police finally had DNA, a suspect, and a guilty plea.
Where the suspect had tied the knot behind her head, where he'd grabbed onto that halter top to tie the knot, that's where they sampled with the MVAC, and that's where they got his profile.
So, how does it work?
It creates like a little mini hurricane down on there on the surface. You can see it spraying down there, and it just vacuums up, just like a carpet cleaner would.
Bradley says the DNA from that hat is now in this bottle, which is then poured into a filter.
All the DNA is now concentrated onto that filter.
So what makes the MVAC system so much more effective than other methods?
When you get into porous items like rocks and bricks and cement and even a lot of fabrics, the DNA will get down into those little areas among the fibers, and physically the swab just can't get to it.
And just how much more effective is it?
Well, it's been shown to be collecting up to 200 times more.
And Bradley says the MVAC could be a game changer to take a case to trial.
It's difficult to take something to trial just based on like a witness testimony or something like that. They need some kind of physical evidence. And DNA is obviously the gold standard.
Bradley says so far there are about 40 MVAC systems in private and public agencies across the country. And he says he just did a demonstration for the Wilmington Police Department and the new-Hanover-County Sheriff's Office. Have you had interest from Wilmington and New Hanover?
Oh yeah, obviously they would love to have one. They just got to find the money for it.
The price tag on an MVAC, $35,000.
They're also looking at different avenues, using a private lab or maybe a neighboring agency.
In the meantime, Bradley says the MVAC system has been able to help solve dozens of crimes.
There's so many cases that have been worked through private labs or other agencies that we don't know about. They're very, very protective of the victims. So a lot of times we don't get feedback until it's already been exonerated or already been tried.
Solving murders.
Yeah.
No, I'm not actually solving a murder, but I am hoping one day I get to tell the story about how an unsolved crime in the Cape Fear became solved. A spokeswoman with WPD says they are looking into other avenues right now, and the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office is looking into using an MVAC system from another agency for some of their unsolved cases.
That's an amazing story, and to know that it was designed with one application in mind, and now they're using it to help try to get DNA.
Yeah, Jared's dad was a microbiologist, and he created it to detect E. coli when E. coli became such an issue several years ago, and then now it's doing this, which is awesome.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.